So you're interested in watching a review or just a second thought of the fragrance Evening Mystique? Well, you guys are in the right place. Let's go ahead and roll my intro and we'll go ahead and talk about it. So here is Evening Mystique. This is a fragrance by Zaharoff, and this is a combination between creators in the YouTube industry, and the creator that created this one is TLTG Reviews, and the gentleman that created this one, his name is Ross. Here is the presentation that the fragrance came in. It comes in a very nice velvet. If you guys didn't see my unboxing, my first impressions, just where I kind of give you guys a initial thought or initial first impressions of what I get out of the fragrance, a reaction, if you will. But guys, I sprayed this thing on and I really did enjoy it. So are my thoughts the same? Let's go ahead and get into it. So this fragrance here obviously came out this year, came out in 2022, and I've spent about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I did get sick, so I spent a little bit more extra time with the fragrance than I intended to. However, guys, listen. This fragrance here does the job well. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and talk about the notes. Exactly what you will get out of the fragrance. The fragrance kind of opens up with top notes of angelica root, coriander, and carrot seed. And in the middle notes has cypress, incense, juniper berries, Florentine iris, and superessence rose, or rose superessence. And in the bottom notes, you have olive and resin, cedar, myrrh, vetiver, patchouli, musk, and orchinox. Now, guys, I really did not expect this out of this bottle. Now, it said Evening Mystique, and my thought process is that he came out with a dense, a very warming, inviting type of fragrance. However, this note profile is just something that I don't have too much of. Like this falls in the category of a resinous slash balsamic type of fragrance, and this fragrance here has those notes in the base that has the myrrh, the olibanum resin, and it has that incense in the middle notes, and it kind of forms to become this like very mysterious type of scent to it, and it has the name Mystique in it, and it just it does have a very warm feel to the fragrance. But it's just such a unique type of smell that it's just something that you just want to keep going back to. You want to keep smelling. It's fire, bro. Like, this thing is really nice. I really appreciated this thing since day one. Let me go ahead and spray it on again. And just to note, guys, with the fragrances here, if you twist the cap, it comes off a lot easier versus actually just pulling it off like that. All right, so a little spray there or two. Man, so it does kind of open up slightly fresh, but eventually it starts to kind of like take it back, and I believe some of that spiciness that's in that opening kind of starts to come through a little bit more, becomes a little bit less aromatic, but it's still aromatic in a way. Guys, like, it is a banger. Like, some of the floral notes come through. It's not super strong with the floral notes, but it does just enough to kind of add like a nice touch, add like a nice depth to the fragrance. To me, the floral notes aren't doing too much where it's going to be off-putting. However, that's just to my nose. Guys, the spiciness, you kind of get a little bit of that carrot seed that comes through, that little woody elements from the cedar. Oh my gosh, listen, this fragrance here is really nice. It's basically a resinous, balsamic, floral type of fragrance. And guys, it doesn't do a ton as far as the opening and dry down. The dry down is a little bit less kind of not abrasive, but a little bit less forward, if you will. It's not as strong, and it kind of sits back a little bit, and so it's some of those resinous type of notes aren't doing a lot. It kind of becomes more of a spicy slash resinous type of fragrance, if you will. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of the other things like performance. Now the performance, guys, this fragrance does its job. It has at least 7 to 8 hours of performance, and as far as the projection goes, it has at least a solid 3 hours of solid, very, very good projection. Now you might possibly go slightly anosmic to this fragrance, slightly nose blind. However, guys, like, you will still get noticed while you're wearing this thing. I thought I was like not necessarily noticing, it wasn't projecting as strongly after that 2 hour mark. I walked to go pick up my car. It was in the body shop for some detailing work that needed to be done. And I was at the door of the lady's office, and she was picking up some paperwork for me. And she was like, "What are you wearing? It smells really good." And I was just like, "Oh, okay. Well," I told her the name of the fragrance, and she was like, "Man, it smells good." Like, and she started writing down the name of the fragrance. She was like, "Oh, that brand sounds kind of familiar to me." But that was around like a three and a half hour mark where she was actually still picking up my fragrance. So though you might think this fragrance, it doesn't project past like 2 hours or so, it's still projecting around like the 3 and a half hour mark. Now maybe 4 and a half hour, it does I think dials it back and becomes more of a skin scent, or kind of a closer bubble. Maybe not skin, but a little closer bubble around you, a closer bubble around you. But as far as the uniqueness, guys, as far as the character goes, it has uniqueness. Like, you're not going to be smelling like anybody else while wearing this fragrance. It has the name Evening Mystique, and people are going to smell this and they're going to be like, "What are you wearing?" That's going to be their response. It has character. Now, as far as appeal goes, I'm going to say this is not necessarily a mass appealing fragrance. This is not going to be for everybody. It has like a slight odor touch feel. And when I say that, guys, when I remember when I did my first impressions, there's a slight moment where I said that this thing, excuse me, this reminds me of something in the past. And basically, this kind of fragrance kind of reminds me of Dior Fahrenheit. I had an uncle that had this fragrance, and it was his daily wear, his signature scent. And whenever I walked in the room, it kind of smells similar to this. It's, not spot on, or this is a clone or anything like that, but it smells similar. So it kind of gives me a vibe of a slightly older gentleman, not necessarily in their teenage years or anything like that. I would say this is like 25 and up. So I would put a word of caution just for the teenage viewers for the channel. If you guys are there watching this, you might want to go with an air of caution. Now, if you smell Dior Fahrenheit or fragrances that have that note profile, resinous, balsamic type of fragrance, then you might appreciate this. But this fragrance has value to it. You get 120 mLs for $160 of the niche brand, a very quality name behind this fragrance with Zaharoff. Very great customer service. I interacted with him. He didn't know he was interacting with me online, but he had great customer service. He went above and beyond to make sure I was satisfied with what I was seeking to get handled. Guys, listen, the season, I believe this kind of sits more for the fall, winter type of seasons. And then as far as the other seasons, spring and summer, this is kind of more for like that evening type of wear. However, I would wear this during the daytime, during the fall and winter for sure, even though this is called Evening Mystique. Occasions, guys, you can wear this when you're going out. I feel like when I see somebody wearing this, you're going out to like an event, you're going kind of like, you're trying to, you know, make yourself known. You're trying to make your presence known, and this fragrance will do it for you. People will smell you and be like, man, that guy smells nice. So occasions, you can even wear this dressed down if you choose to. I've done it several times since I've been testing this thing out. As far as genders are concerned, I would say this kind of, for me personally, this leans kind of masculine. It might kind of, you know, the notes that are in this fragrance, there's nothing in it that is kind of like gender, that's going towards a certain gender or anything like that. But I feel like this is more of a masculine scent. It seems a little aggressive, and like I mentioned, as far as earlier in the age group, I believe this is for like a 25 and up. Now, overall, guys, I really do love Evening Mystique. TLTG Reviews, Ross, you did a great job when you created this. I really appreciate the presentation. The presentation is very nice. The caps, the bottle itself. I think that there's a sticker down here. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to remove this, but I'm gonna leave that there. Guys, I mean, look at the work on the side of the bottle. Can you see that? I mean, they did a really good job when they created these fragrances. This fragrance does a great job as far as performance. It does a great job as far as being unique. Guys, I really do love this fragrance. I'm gonna give this fragrance here a 9.5 out of 10. This is a banger in these streets. Listen, guys, I really appreciate you guys coming to watch the channel. I really appreciate you guys subbing. I've seen my sub count growing over the past couple of weeks, and I really do appreciate it. If you guys don't mind, go ahead and like the video. If you guys are interested in any future content, this is where I talk about fragrances. Jeez. Ooh. This is where I talk about fragrances, reviews, first impressions, and off the wall type stuff such as fragrance spray offs. This is Scent Vibes. Until next time, guys, stay fresh, stay safe. Deuces.